We rolling? Let's go, boys.
Let's go.
Sheesh, wait. Back for season 2. This was not planned, actually. This one was not planned. It was like one of the hopes, you know, like one of the ones that you hope came to be about. And then this angel came up to me at this party. You know, I'm just chilling. This angel comes up. He's like, "Yo, what's your schedule like this week?" And I was trying to make shit up because I was like, "Oh, like, you know, when Matt asks you what you're doing this week, like you sound super busy." And I was like, "Honestly, man, like we're just getting ready for launch." He's like, "Hey, I remember like you told me about this podcast. What if we run it?" My eyes just opened up. The trumpets were playing, you know, and so this episode came to be about by that.
This is a solid way to start the year.
It is. I texted Alex and I was like, "Man, this year started off perfectly." I was like, "Man, this is an awesome way." So we're accompanied by the one and only Mr. Matt Komo.
Hey, let's go.
Glad to have you on, man.
I'm happy to be on. This is a good start to the year.
Yeah. What's the last podcast you did?
What is the last one I did? One of my buddies in Venice has a podcast that's kind of like based around like, I don't know, you know, like motivation, business, and stuff like that. I did that like 3 months ago. And then I don't know which one I did before that. It's been a while.
What's your view on podcasts? You like them?
I think they're great. I think from a content perspective, you can get so many like little pieces from it. You can cut it up, and they're like pretty effortless. You know, you just like sit down and talk, and it's like it's way easier than making the videos I make. I can tell you, tell you that much.
Would you start your own? I feel like a lot of videographers, because I mean, for you, man, you're like I'm not even in videography, but like I can tell the way Sergio and Sam, especially Sam Solis, you know him? You know of him?
Yeah.
Okay, so he they people idolize you. Like,
Yeah.
Like, do you know that?
I mean,
yeah, you do. No, come on.
I mean, I guess, but when you're telling me it like that, I guess that is the case. And yeah, when people come up to me and, you know, say like really nice things, yeah, it feels good.
You're like a legend. Like,
Thanks.
seriously.
Yeah.
No, like, but like, damn.
You're like a LeBron James.
I don't know how to like explain it to you, but I feel like you already know. But like, I feel like if you started a podcast, people like the people that look up to you would really like appreciate that.
Yeah, they'd probably get a lot of value and probably share like a ton of insights. I think I've definitely toyed with the idea, like personally, to do a podcast. But I mean, I'm sure it's like, you know, owning a business and everything, like it's a time allocation thing. And like, I only have so much time in the day to do the things I'm already doing. And just like the thought of adding another responsibility is just a little daunting right now.
I feel you.
But I think it could be good.
Yeah.
If I had a setup like this where I could just come in, sit down, and have someone run it, I think that makes it like a lot more appealing for me.
Yeah, that made it super easy for us because it was like something we always wanted to do. But with Serge having like a background where he had his own podcast and he knew, okay, like this is what we need, we sent Amazon links and like everything was bought and set up by him. And it's like so easy for us to just like come in and have a conversation, and he edits it. And it's so clutch.
Yeah, game changer. Can you imagine if you had to edit it?
Oh, no. That would not happen. That would have not happened.
I think that's what's holding Max from starting his podcast. He hasn't really, like you said, with Sergio buying all the Amazon shit and like doing all that shit for us, it helped us get this going. And then having the designated room and seeing this on a daily basis kind of motivates you to, okay, we have this room set up for a reason. Let's come in here and record.
Yeah. Totally. I think the more you can like lower your barrier to entry with like literally just coming in, sitting down and doing it, like you're more inclined to do this.
Yeah.
So it's dope. I love it. I love the setup. This couch is super comfy. It's very on brand. It's
Thank you.
Colors.
Thank you.
Going back to him saying you're like the GOAT, it's so funny. Like literally yesterday, we were like sitting down and then we went to Christian's room, came back, and then like it was whatever. Everyone who was like a videographer in that room was like coming up to me like, "Bro, you know Matt?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a homie. Like that's a homie." They're like, "Bro, like no way." Like yada, yada, yada. It was so funny. It's always like
yesterday at the party.
Yeah. Like who was it? Like LT and then somebody else came up to me and like
LT was like shaking.
Yeah.
You know LT? He has like the fro mohawk.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, it is pretty like wild. I mean, I guess like because when I started doing, film and video and stuff, it isn't like it is today. Like videography wasn't even really like a career. And I guess I sometimes don't even really classify myself as a videographer. I kind of more so think of myself as like a film director and creative director type. But yeah, like YouTube was kind of just starting, and yeah, it's cool to be considered like an OG.
Did you have anyone that you looked up to? As like,
yeah, that's a good question.
I know like we talked about like Christopher Nolan last night,
yeah.
like film directors and stuff. But did you have any, or like did you have a peer that was like, yo, he's doing something that's dope?
I honestly wish I did.
Yeah.
It sounds like kind of bad, but I really didn't growing up because there wasn't like anyone like what my career is or what I'm doing now when I started. So like, I kind of default back to like looking up to, the Christopher Nolans of the world. I was a big Virgil fan for a really long time, and obviously still am. Kanye. People not necessarily just in like the film domain. I just think I admire people that are just overly the top creative in multiple disciplines.
I think that's why anytime I talk to you, like our conversations run so long, because literally like Kanye and Virgil are like two people that I look up to as well. It's just like
the geniuses.
Yeah, literally.
Geniuses.
And like I was saying, or we said, I compared Christian to them, or not to Virgil. I said he's like from the same cloth of like Kanye, Elon, Phil Knight, like that type of visionary where it's like there's absolutely no way that what he's saying is gonna happen, but somehow it always happens.
It happens, yeah.
Like
I really do think there are certain type of people that like they just know how to execute, and no matter what they're like doing or thinking of doing, they just figure out a way to get it done, and like that's just in their DNA, you know. So you put any problem in front of them, they can figure it out.
Yeah.
Who's the other guy? So like, I know because I know this from hearing like people like Sergio and Sam talk. Like, there's you in the industry right now. As far as like the like I guess the GOAT top like videographers. There's Matt Komo and there's another guy that does similar work to you. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is it Casey
like
Neistat?
No.
I love Casey Neistat.
On his level, I'm talking like that's. There's another guy that's like really good at videography. You don't know what I'm talking about.
I mean, there's a couple.
Okay, so who would you say is like? Yeah, this is kind of hard. Who would you say is up there? Up there with you, or who else? So like, who in today's industry do you say, damn, like that's a good ass? I know the guy's name, I just can't think about the guy's name. I can't think about it.
What was the specific question? Like
who's in your realm right now?
I mean, it's tough because like video, yes, is like it's a niche and it's like a thing.
That's a nice way to say nobody.
But like the disciplines are so different, you know. Like, I kind of blew up, I guess, on social media through travel video stuff. I don't really do travel video stuff, anymore. Like, I just literally made a movie for the last 2 years and like screened at the Directors Guild of America, and was a part of. The Bieber documentary with Rory and a bunch of other people, and I mean I'm just trying to like put into context that like
no one really fucks with me, really. Respectfully, but disrespectfully.
I get what I'm trying to say is I'm going down my own lane.
Yeah,
and there's not like really I feel like anyone necessarily kind of doing what I'm trying to do. So
I respect that.
What's your favorite part of like being first? Because obviously like. It comes with like, okay, you have the hardships because like literally like there's nobody to learn from.
Yeah.
But you're also inspiring a generation of like creatives, not even just videographers, but like creatives in the sense of like everything that you're doing.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I've ever really like thought about like being first. I think I kind of just like am reiterating on what I'm already doing and what I'm already creating. And I think it would be like very similar to like what you guys are doing at Inaka, right? Like you started in fitness, you started with, the knee sleeves and the belts. And you reiterated and you started doing the shorts, and then now all of a sudden, like when you look back in hindsight, you're like, well shit, like we're now like the hybrid of streetwear and fitness, and like I started making like skate videos in my parents' cul-de-sac when I was like 13, and then went to film school and then started doing travel videos and GoPro and all these things, and then now I'm doing films and want to do like longer form documentaries. So I think, like, to answer your question, like really concisely, I think I consistently over like a long time horizon just try to do things better and better and better each time. And I think by me just competing with myself consistently, like, it evolves into, like, I guess kind of being the first in a lot of different ways.
That's dope.
It's kind of a long-winded answer.
No,
that was good answer. I was gonna ask, what was your first like big? So in your words, like, for me, it's like you asked me. I think you asked me like, what was the first product that like really took off for us?
Yeah.
Yesterday or 2 days ago. I can't remember when you asked that. But what was your first like gig that like you feel like? Because I mean, you got famous off Instagram. You feel like, right?
Yeah,
or YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah, I think that's really kind of like,
What was your first gig that kind of like really changed that changed your life? Like, damn, like, obviously Justin Bieber was huge, but like, was there something before that? I know the Chainsmokers. Yeah,
I mean, there's been a bunch of different little milestones along the way. You know, I think getting my job at GoPro, that was probably the first like kind of real stamp of like validity, you know, so to speak. But the world didn't know about that. You know, I didn't really have a social following when I started working there. Ironically, like, the first thing that kind of really popped me off on social is I made this like vlog in New York back in like 2000, what would that be, 16 or 2017. And I think that was my first video that got like 100K, and that was like within a month. And then that kind of really was like the snowball effect that really pushed my socials. And it's weird because like, then when that happened, then people was like finding out about the things like I was already doing. So yeah, I would say that helped. And then, you know, in the music business, doing, you know, stuff with different artists and music videos like the Chainsmokers, and I toured with Tiesto for a bit. And I don't know, it's just like, it's all these like little things along the way that kind of really just have helped snowballed, I guess, my career so far. Yeah.
I remember the time where like, this is like probably 2 or 3 years ago, where like me and Sam would like, you were a lot more active on YouTube than you were today. Like, you would like,
I posted like once last year.
Like, back then, like, you would post, for us, the people that would actually like wait to watch your videos.
Yeah,
you'd put together like a travel vlog over like a 3 or 4 month period, and then drop that hoe, and then people would just like tune in, and then be like fucking 16 minutes of just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, crazy shit. So I remember those days where like, I think I was probably with Sam Solis at the time, when me and him had just started working together, and like, you drop a video and then we'd like just sit down and just watch it and just be like, whoa. Like, your transitions were insane.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Insane. I remember when you came down, so he was the guy, if for those of y'all who are watching the video or watching this podcast right now, the first ever like Alphalete series like intro, that was like, feels like 4 years ago. It was like 2 years ago. 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, 2 years
ago. 2 years ago, like,
this month.
We were sitting in front of this building when it was brown and ugly, and he came down and filmed the intro to the series for that video. If you have the time, go back and watch it. It's amazing. Like, truly amazing. Like, I just remember watching that video and just like watching that intro like over and over and over again. Crazy video, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, when I came out here for that, I was only supposed to stay for like 5 days.
You stayed for like a month, right?
Bro,
I remember that.
A month,
bro.
Dude.
I remember that.
You stayed and we were partying.
Oh, God.
Like, nonstop partying, man.
Yeah. I mean, I knew it was important to, yeah, we were doing that, but I knew it was important, you know, to Christian, and, you know, like, that's obviously, that piece is a lot more story driven. And like, you know, you'll if you ask Christian about like, you know, my process with stories and film and whatnot, like, I always say, like, at the end of the day, I'm really just like a glorified therapist that just happens to be like skillful in film. And like, it takes a while to like actually distill down what, you know, he was trying to do, like, understand the psychology, what he was like trying to say, and then, you know, formulate all that into a story and then go and shoot it, you know, like, And I realized pretty quickly like 5 days wasn't gonna be enough to do it properly. So
you have to get the feel of like, what does it feel like to be in Christian's shoes? Like, what does he go through on a daily basis? So you kind of have to like come here and scope out the entire feel.
It was really dope actually. Last night when we were heading home, we were like kind of having a little heart-to-heart, and he was talking to me, and he was saying that like, you know, obviously you guys saw it every day, but he was saying like the last 2 years, you know, it's been extremely challenging. You know, I've only seen it from the outside looking in. But he made a comment that he was pretty much saying that like, he's like, I would watch that video like over and over again when I was like feeling really down, and like it would motivate me and like re-inspire me. And I'm like, you know, that's the stuff that makes me like happy and like really fulfilled to hear that like, you know, something that I made for somebody that I, you know, look up to and also admire, like we all do, like it motivates him to like keep going. And that's like, it's cool. It's a cool feeling.
That's really sick. That's really sick.
What was the first like comment that someone said to you like that, that really like that you remember that made you be like, damn, like I appreciate that, or like just stuck with you?
Yeah, there's been many. Like I actually like I have a folder on my phone of like, it's called nice things ... Yeah. It's like all the really like kind of cool ones that I've gotten. But there's been like a couple over the years where people have like talked about like being like in really depressive states and like super anxious and like feeling really like lost in life, and like they would look at, you know, my videos and feel like really like inspired and motivated, and you know, like it gave them like a sense of like hope and purpose, which it's just crazy. It's like crazy to me because like you don't, unless somebody tells me that, or like in person or like through text or something, like you know, you just never know. Like I don't like sometimes grasp the ripple effect of, you know, what I'm doing or what, even what you guys are doing, like how it affects people. So it's nice to hear for sure.
Yeah, I think this weekend for me was like dope, because like I've been growing on social and stuff, and it's dope, but like seeing people in person being like, bro, I watched like the pod, or I listened and like it helped me in this way. It's like, damn, people sit here and listen to us talk for like 2 hours, like, you know.
Well, dude, think about like the amount of times, like, and I do this too all the time, like the amount of people that I follow that would have no idea that I like follow them because like I just don't comment or I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like there's probably so many people that watch both you guys that are just diehard loyalists that you would have no idea.
They're not like as active as the people that will comment flame emojis or like photos.
Yeah.
They're just one of those people that just look, scroll, watch, and then keep scrolling. There's a lot of people like that, man. There's a lot of people. That's what's interesting about the social media world, man. It's a double-edged sword for sure, because like it can be very harmful, but I mean, like you guys said, like experiences like this past weekend just can blow us away. Like it blew me away. That was true.
I was like making a joke, you guys got like your own like cult. Like, it's insane. Like the amount of people walking around with the shorts and the oversized tees. I'm like, this is like the Inaka uniform, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
I remember you talking about coming up with like a backpack. Are you still doing that?
I ditched that. When did I stop? I stopped doing that. It was kind of right around when I picked up my film. And it was the same type of thing. It was time allocation, money allocation, and like I just took all the money that I was gonna go to do that, and I was like, I gotta go make this project.
That's what's up. That's what's up. What's so for the videographers and camera people that are watching right now, because that's a lot of people that are watching this right now.
Yeah.
Walk us through the steps of. So are you working on a film right now?
No, it's done. I actually showed Heidi and Christian last night.
Really?
Yeah, they both cried.
Can you send me the link?
Yeah.
How do actually don't.
Yeah, I was about to say like,
can I purchase it?
We should watch it before I leave.
Yeah, I'm down.
Sure. I'm down.
I've been wanting to watch it.
I'm down.
Yeah.
How do I watch it?
I'll just come over.
Oh, it's not like on the internet?
No, not yet.
Oh, so you haven't like released it?
No, not yet.
No way.
Yeah. You just premiered it, right?
Yeah, so we did the premiere at the Directors Guild of America. And then it's submitted to a ton of different festivals for 2022. So some of the rules in some of like the bigger, you know, top 10, top 5 festivals is it can't be publicly displayed online while it's being entered. So I didn't want to immediately disqualify myself and, you know, ruin some big opportunities.
If it goes to Sundance, I'm going, because that's like one of my dreams. I want to go to Sundance. I've never been, and if it goes, like I promise you, I'm there.
Yeah, I'm there.
Fingers crossed. There you
bro.
Go.
If like if you need people to like fill up the Directors Guild like previews and shit,
hey,
let me know. I'm flying out there for real. I'll be there in a second.
That that night was probably the best night of my entire life.
Really?
Yeah, like single-handedly.
Did you cry?
Oh my, multiple times.
Like a lot?
A ton, yeah.
Like, I remember you told me like the whole day before or like that day you were just like crying before.
Well, I mean, like, dude, I've been working on it for 2 years. You know, it's about my family, it's about my grandpa, and you know, his battle with Alzheimer's, and you know, it's important. It was important for my family, and like, I sacrificed so much to like make that happen, and like, I had to transform myself into like a different person to like be able to sit down every day and like emotionally handle like that subject, you know, material. So like when it all came into fruition, and like, I don't know if you guys know like about the Directors Guild of America, but like
I have a rough
so like the long story really short is like you have to be accepted in the DGA to like be able to screen stuff there. So like literally the week before, it was Martin Scorsese, Christopher Nolan, and Steven Spielberg did a Q&A panel on the same stage that, you know, my movie played. And then a week later, George Clooney premiered his film there.
That's major.
So it's like to be sandwiched in between those two things. And I'm not like comparing myself to them because I have a long way to go to be at anywhere near that caliber. But like it was like a huge honor. So like I had that. I had the family dynamic. And then, you know, I had like 450 of my friends show up, which was like crazy to me.
450?
450. And everybody was formal. Like, I was like super nervous about that because I had this huge theater, and I'm like, I'm asking all these people to come out, and like,
what if they don't like it?
That could be the case.
Yeah.
That definitely went through my mind. I like, of all things, to be completely honest, I felt pretty confident in the actual product, the film itself. I mean, that's what I do for a living. I felt the most insecure about like the event because like I've never really planned an event before, so I was like, there's so many variables and things I just didn't think of, and I'm like, are people gonna show up? But like, yeah, it was like a mini Oscars, man. I had the whole step and repeat, and photographers and red carpet, and everybody came formal, and bro, man, I packed out the whole place.
Yeah, the photo I liked the most was when you were on the stage. I don't know if your hands were out, but you were on the stage, and it was like a back shot of like the whole
it's crazy,
theater, and it was like packed. Crazy. It was insane.
Crazy.
It was insane.
When was that?
End of September, on the 28th.
Damn, bro. I gotta see this movie.
Yeah, it's a heavy one. It's a heavy one for sure.
How long is it?
It's a short, so it's 25 minutes.
Okay.
But it'll rock you real quick.
So once it gets approved, what happens after that?
That's a good question. It's something it's something I need to figure out. I think we'll see. We'll see where the distribution lies. I'm in talks with potentially some networks on like selling it. But I just don't know if I want to do that. I think it's home. Honestly, it should just be on YouTube, and it should be free for people to see.
Inspiration.
Totally. I definitely want to get it into like a top 10 festival this year. That's like a huge goal of mine. That's one that we were talking about goals right before this. That's one I wrote down this morning. So if I get that, that would be great, and then we'll probably self-release it, and then it'd be cool to do like an NFT project or something around it.
Damn, man, that's crazy, man. Congrats. That's
Thank
insane.
you.
I gotta see that movie though.
So how did it feel? Like that's pretty much like the Super Bowl of like.
That's his Alphalete,
right? That's like Super Bowl,
that was
right?
my Alphalete.
2 years of
grind.
ducking off, and were you like ducked off and shit?
I wasn't full time on it, but like I definitely like that was a psychological battle to overcome for sure. Like like I said, just like the emotional shit that I had to like confront, day in and day out with it was a lot to handle. Artistically, it's something that's just way beyond anything I've ever done. It literally makes anything like you've ever seen of mine that I've ever created look insignificant.
Really?
Like that's how much of in my personal opinion, from cinematography, story, directing, editing, like just everything, I just elevated in all aspects of what I think I can do. So
damn.
That's why I feel so like I feel so proud about it.
Yeah.
Because I went all out on it.
Yeah. Now one of my great uncles, like my grandma's brother, deals with Alzheimer's, and it's like been dealing with it more so recently. So I'm like willing. I want to watch it. Like,
sweet,
really badly.
Appreciate that.
So to lighten, like,
yeah. So not talking about the heavy stuff.
Yeah. So I told this story on Christian's episode, so I'll retell it just because honestly, this is one of my favorite stories ever. I don't know because you already know
exactly what you're gonna say,
but like, this is one of my personal favorite stories because I was like, so I'll break it down. So we go to Axis, the beach party. It was like the premiere of like the Amazon thing.
Yeah,
in Vegas at Justin's event, and so it was me and Kalo because my girlfriend didn't come in until the day after, and so we're sitting at the red carpet, and I'm like, bro, like, she's like, yo, that's Matt Komo, and I'm like, oh yeah, like, yeah, that's him. She's like, bro, like, haven't you met him before? Like, you should just go tell him that like you work for Inaka or whatever. And I was like, nah, it's not wavy. Like, I'm not doing that. So then I text Shawley, and I'm like, Shawley, like, Matt's here. Like, I forgot what I said, but he's like, bro, like, just go up to him. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. Because I'm just one of those people. I'm like, I'm not gonna go up and like deal with that like thing. And so when you came up to me, it was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, of course, bro.
I was like, what? Like, I was like, what the fuck? And then I saw you the next day. Like, that was dope. And then you introduced my girlfriend to one of like the project managers or whatever. So that was dope. She got to meet Rory. Like, all that was so dope of you to do. Because like, really, I didn't like, we met like one time, and so I didn't really expect you to know who I was. But that was dope. But
of course, bro, I was stoked. I was like,
yeah, you were like,
there's a Houston squad out here. This is
yeah,
great.
That's crazy.
It was like, yeah, I text Shawley and shit, and he's like, bro, there's no way.
He was like, yo, Matt is the truth, bro. Matt is the truth. Matt is the truth.
I love it.
I was like, yeah, I was hyped. But how did that come about? Like, working that whole event with Rory.
I mean, I've been friends with Rory for it seems like forever now at this point. So I mean, it's natural, man. It's like, you know, you guys got your squad out here, you know, doing, you know, your businesses and e-commerce and all this stuff. And it's like, I got the film squad out in Los Angeles. So like, you know, it's just very organic. When I need help with something, he, you know, steps in, and then when he needs help with something, you know, I'll help out. So, yeah, like it's really just as simple as like, he's like, yo, Komo, I need help with this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, done.
Yeah, for sure. I remember when Justin posted a photo that you took. And he always just does like camera emoji and like tags. Like,
yeah.
When it was like
that
Matt,
is dope about him too, because not a lot of artists like do that.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes he doesn't even like write a caption. He just,
it's
literally
the name. It's literally
Yeah.
photo emoji and then like
Clout, free clout.
Bro, it's like literally. I was like, me and Shawley were like, oh shit, like what the fuck? Like,
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
How is it working with him?
He's awesome. We were talking about this earlier. Super nice guy. And of all the artists and musicians, like probably one of the most like complimentary, and like expresses his gratitude for you know, like his team. So
that's so dope.
Which is cool. It feels good. And that stuff like goes such a long way, man. Like just like even the simplest, like sincere, like, yo, you're doing a good job. Like grateful you're here. You're like, yeah,
from Justin,
you're like,
bro. It's like, damn.
But I mean, like from anybody, you know, like you and your employees, like if you're like, yo, like you're crushing the pod, like the shots look great, like you're like, yeah, we are.
I literally on New Year's Day, like I literally sent everyone that's on our team like a long message of like, yo, I appreciate what you did for me this year and the company, and I was giving them like literal points that I remembered throughout the year that they did, like every single employee pretty much, just like just showing my gratitude to everyone on the team. And literally the first response to every single message was like, damn, Ant, you're finna make me cry. And like, you know, dope. It was like the response to it. So yeah, I think that does go a long way. Because for me, like, yeah, that I'm like one of those people who I just like love gratitude for myself. And like now it's kind of like when people tell me it sticks with me a lot. Like, and not on like, no, like, oh damn, I like to just be told I'm doing a good job just because I'm doing a good job. But it's like, it's just dope to hear. Yeah. It's like fun. It's just like, it makes you feel good. Like it makes you feel confident about your work.
What's the phrase? Like you get what you give or something?
Yeah.
Same thing. So.
100%. Now Justin, man, that's like my favorite artist. Like I always mess with him and I'll be like, we'll be listening to like Michael Jackson or some shit. Or we don't even actually know. No one listens to Michael Jackson. Like we don't ever listen to Michael Jackson.
A little before our time.
Yeah, but we'll be playing Justin in the whip. Like I've done this like 4 times. We'll be playing Justin in the whip. I'll be like, yeah, Justin's better than Michael Jackson, man. And I'll just like drop that. It would like turns into like a small argument, but yeah, I would probably freak if I ever met him. I was like, I remember in Vegas when we were like how the sections were set up.
Yeah.
Like the last night, I put on my phone. I was like, I typed like text, and I saw that it was like Scooter Braun, Ryan Drew, and then you were like in this section over here. I think you were like in and out, and I was like, and I saw them over there, and I held my phone up saying, "I love you, Ryan." But then Ryan Garcia was there too, and I was like, I don't know. And so I put, "I love you, Ryan Drew," and I just kept it up until he saw it. And then he finally saw it. I was like, "Yo, respect."
That's dope. That's so dope. That was a fun weekend.
Yeah, that looked. Yeah, on your end, looked insane.
For the, I wanted to ask this earlier for the videographers and camera people that are watching for the 100th time.
Yeah.
Walk us through the steps of creating a film. 2 years. In the shortest, but
concise way.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's different aspects to it. I think just very simply is you have to have the story, and you have to know what you're making from the get-go. That's the most important thing. You'll hear a lot of like filmmakers talk about it, but it like, you know, for the younger generation, it's really easy to get lost in the sauce and just like, what dope transition can I do? What effect can I put on this? That stuff does not matter at all, like in my personal opinion, which is like kind of ironic because like
the king of transition,
I'm like known for that.
Yeah,
but like if you really like break down what I'm doing, like even with like the Christian stuff or like the film, you know, and other things I put out, like it's always about the story and what you're trying to tell. So the first thing you got to do is figure out what it is the story is, and what emotion you're trying to create from it. And more importantly, like the easiest way I could describe it is you need to be able to understand your concept and be able to articulate to somebody in a sentence or less. That's how you fundamentally know what the piece is about. So for example, my grandfather, the film with Alzheimer's and all that, at the core, the film is about love's ability to transcend time, distance, and disease. So having that like framework laid beneath everything, now I can work from the ground up and do what else I have to do. So then the next couple steps is like, you have to, you know, shot list, put together a team, and actually do like the executional bits for production. Obviously this is like a huge oversimplification of everything. Then once you do that, then you have all the footage and hopefully all the raw materials that you need to then go cut the film, do the post-production, and really kind of make what it is you set out to make. And in my experience with film and video and stuff, everything kind of goes through 3 iterations, or 3 different versions. The first version is the one that you actually wrote down on the script. The second version is what you actually captured, because those 2 things are generally very, very different. You always intend to go out and shoot what you scripted, but like there's just too many variables with film, weather, actors, moods, different things. So you end up getting a different set of raw materials. And then once you even have the raw materials, then editing it together, the whole thing takes a different form, because like it's impossible to 100% conceptualize everything from the get and then have it be almost, you know, mirrored at the end product. So I guess like those are kind of like the 1, 2, 3 punch to like get something done. But yeah, like you got to be inspired throughout the process, because it is a long ass process.
Did you ever think that, damn, this is taking too long?
Oh yeah. Dude, a year and a half in, I was like, what am I doing?
So I guess, does your movie have actors or no?
No, me and him, actually there is a scene where there is like a reenactment. But it's like, it's very minimal. It's me and him are actually in it.
Oh, okay. Okay. So like for a 25-minute film, so if you're doing that over a 2-year span, are you like working and then you're kind of like burnt out mentally, you stop and you come back to
100%,
it?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. I really could only do maybe like 2 weeks at a time every day. And then I would notice my mental would not be in the best spot. So like I really had to like kind of temper it. And that's when I like picked up running, and I started running a ton because that would help. So yeah, like it definitely was super easy to get burned out on that one.
You would do it for 2 weeks, and then if you felt like you were getting burnt out, you would go do some sort of physical activity, or just do something else.
Go take a job, take a brand deal, go direct something. Yeah, go do just to get my like head space out of it. So, and it was one of those things too. There was no like rush or timeline. So like I definitely took my time.
Yeah. What do you like doing more? Do you like creating? Like being more on the creative directing side, or like filming and putting it together, or is that the same thing?
They're kind of one and the same, to be honest. I don't really like editing, to be at this point. I mean, dude, I started making videos when I was 13. Yeah. I'm 28 now. It's been my whole life. Yeah. And I've definitely put in my hours behind that computer.
Yeah. That's the worst part from everyone that I talk to. Like, it's probably the worst part.
The beautiful irony is that's what I'm the best at is the editing, and like that's really where the magic shines through. Because you can have the most amazing footage in the world, and if the edit isn't good, the piece itself is not good, in my opinion. Where you could have the inverse, and you could have the worst footage in the world and iPhone clips and whatever, but if the editing's fire, you can really put something special together. So that's kind of really where the secret lies.
Damn. What's a dream job for you?
That is a really good question. Because I feel like I've already kind of like...
we had this conversation last night, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. I've kind of already, in my short life thus far, like checked off a lot of the boxes that I've wanted to do. So, I think right now in this like particular season, I'm in the process of kind of like formulating what that like next like dream is.
I'm speaking more so like let's say like how before he passed, Virgil was Louis Vuitton's creative director. Like, if you got that same, I don't know what that is for like a videographer, but is there a dream job in that on that level that you would be like, damn, like this is it, like this is what I want to do for this company? Or are you more so like willing, are you more so wanting to do what you're doing right now, which is just kind of be a free spirit and do whatever you want to do?
I think I'm like, as I'm getting older, I'm now more so just naturally defaulting and doing kind of my own thing. Like I got more like enjoyment and satisfaction from making my own project, over the last couple of years than I have doing, most, brand deals or, whatever. And I think that, that's just like a byproduct of like kind of once you've run through the gamut of, all the different brands and things and people you've wanted to work for, like you kind of just come back to being like, okay, what do I actually want to do? And it might be the same thing, with you guys and like, Inaka. I'm sure after a while you're like, yo, I'm tired of like posting this brand and like wearing their clothes. And I want to make my own clothes,
Yeah, for sure.
So it's kind of in the same vein. That's not saying I won't obviously direct, for other people and do other things, but like, I just get way more stoked when it's like my own vision at this point in my life.
Yeah, I feel that.
Have you been approached by someone else to direct like something for them?
Yeah, I mean that's what I do. So yeah, all the time. Mostly for brands. I still get hit up to do a ton of different music videos for different artists all the time, but I generally turn those all down.
Really?
The music video space hasn't really interested me like in the last little bit of time. So
why is that?
I don't know. I feel like I kind of just like I did a couple and I was like, all right, this is cool, and then I kind of just like not got over it. But like I was like, all right, I get it.
It's ironic. Like every videographer that I know personally hates music videos. But my favorite videographer is Cole Bennett. The dude from
his
Chicago.
His stuff is killer.
It's like
I think that's who I'm thinking about.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, maybe.
But like in the music space?
Oh no, I'm not thinking about him.
Yeah, but Cole Bennett, like literally, like his videos make me like songs that I wouldn't like.
Totally. I mean, he's a super rare case, like super talented guy, and he's definitely like carved out like a very good niche for himself. And like his style is like very recognizable with how he does all his titles. They're all like written out, and a lot of his stuff is like very like create like naturalistic like effects. Like he does do like some crazy VFX stuff, but like. Seems like a lot of it's done like in camera. It's dope.
So you study, like if you find an artist or a creative that you like, you can study their shit.
Oh, I mean that's what I do. I pretty much like if you show me pretty much anything, I more so, let's say upwards of 90% can tell you exactly how it's
really
pretty much done. Yeah.
That's sick.
But like, you got to understand, like, I've been doing this my whole life, and like, this is literally like when I'm like just chilling on the couch, like looking up stuff, like I'm looking this stuff up.
Do you watch other? Do you like when you're at home in your free time? Do you just watch other people's videos?
Yeah.
Like other people you respect and shit.
Yeah, I'll watch like different documentaries. I'll watch a ton of YouTube videos, music videos, different things, and just kind of like, I don't know, just try and get inspired, try and get different ideas. And
I was just gonna ask, like,
this is interesting.
What do you do for inspiration?
It's a good question. I kind of just watch the same stuff over again. To be honest, I watch a lot of Christopher Nolan's movies, and I'm like, damn, this is like the level I would love to be at someday. I like, I take it from different places. Like, I look at the stuff you guys are doing, Christian, and I'm like, damn, like, you guys are excelling on all aspects too. Like, I think I get inspiration from anybody. It's not even like necessarily the discipline that you're in. It's just anybody that's succeeding at an extremely high level. I'm like, damn, that's really dope. And it doesn't matter what it is. It's just like, I get inspired by like people just going all in on their passions.
I feel you.
So being surrounded by that, like, I enjoy coming here. Like, I was stoked to come here for, a couple of days and be around everybody and like go in the gym. Like, that type of stuff, even though it has nothing to do with my career, like, makes me like inspired to like go do what I'm doing at a high level, so
that's what's up.
And I like fitness too, so it's cool being here.
How much like is fitness part of your life, especially when you're traveling and like,
dude, it's everything. It's everything. And that's like, I spend just as much time doing like the fitness thing and looking up the fitness stuff as I probably do doing film. Like,
really?
And like, I just, other than posting about it obnoxiously on my story about my runs and shit, like,
you don't want to start a vlog with a YouTube channel?
I mean, I would never be a fitness, guy. There's no way, but I definitely like, I'm super into it.
Like, I know that.
Like, I'm working out almost every single day and like running and lifting and like.
What's your workout routine back home in LA?
I've definitely picked up a lot more of running over the last year and a half, but I would say now I live about 1.5 miles from the Equinox I work out at. So pretty much every single day I work out in the morning. So I'll get up, roll right out of bed, and just run straight to the gym. So it's about 1.5 miles there. I'll do a full lift. So I'll do a pretty like basic split, like a chest, tri, shoulder, back, arms, legs, that type of split. And then I'll run back. So round trip, like, I'll easily log like 3.5, 4 miles, and then with a full lift, and can knock that out, pretty quickly in the morning.
Yeah, I would love to have a routine like that.
Yeah, man.
Like, wake up and run.
What are we talking about? Look where we are here.
But like in LA,
like a wake up and run. In LA, it's like a nice little coffee and shit.
It's cooler to do it in LA. Like, I'm sure you have the beach in the background, huh?
Yeah, I'll run on the boardwalk in Santa Monica.
Rich.
I don't know about that.
Nice little run with like the AirPod Pros in. Like,
I do that shit all the time.
And then on the way back, you stop at the juice store.
Definitely like
damn,
the
bro.
Yeah,
I can see it, man. I'm honestly visualizing.
Maybe
this,
you did see it on my Instagram.
Yeah,
probably,
bro. Go to the gym, grab a sweat towel, work out really quick.
Yeah, bro.
Not a lot of sweat, but a good amount of sweat, and then jog home.
Yeah.
That's the life, man. That's the life.
It is pretty nice, yeah. And I like, I don't know. Do you do most of your work on your laptop or your phone?
My phone.
Yeah,
I'm a phone guy.
Because the only reason I need a computer set up like I do is obviously for the editing stuff. But like, honestly, most of all my other work I do on my phone.
Legit.
So if I don't run back, I'll normally I'll walk back with a coffee and I'll bang out all my emails on the way back home. And that's how I do my email.
On your phone?
On my phone.
While you're running?
No, well, if I don't run back.
Oh,
if I just walk back.
Yeah. Damn. Do you ever feel like you're on your phone too much?
I was literally just gonna ask that.
I actually I feel like I am.
That's a goal for me this year. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I want to stop like being on my phone so much.
It's when you really start to like notice like how much you're on it, it is disgusting. Where like if you have like a bored second and like you're picking up your phone and checking it, like I've had to check myself, like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, like when you were a kid and like you'd check the fridge Yeah. And there's nothing in there. And then you're like 5 minutes later, you're like, go back and check the fridge and like nothing changed. Yeah, there was one time where I was like, Instagram, nothing's on here. Twitter, nothing's on here.
You go back to Instagram.
Then I was like, shit, putting the phone down. A minute passed.
Yeah, back.
That's Instagram. Disgusting. I'm like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, what am I looking for? Like, someone's story to react to, you know? It was pretty sick.
I want to get better at that. I need to stop doing that.
Same, dude. And seeing like everybody's life and what everybody's doing, like we shouldn't know all this stuff, you know what I mean? And like, dude, it's crazy. Like I feel like we all like, obviously we're very blessed and live a really, you know, really great lives. And like, even still, I'm like looking at some stuff that other people do. I'm like, wow, this like looks way cooler than what I'm doing.
Yeah,
but I'm like, I'm doing something cool right now.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the double-edged sword of social media. Like social media connected all of us that are sitting in this room right now.
Yeah.
But to what you just said, that's the bad end. That you're like, damn, like it does make you feel like your life isn't enough. Like what you're doing isn't enough. Sometimes if you look at it from that perspective, it's like, damn, like,
or like someone's doing like more than you and you're like,
all right, I'm not done yet. I got to do more. I got to one up this person.
But I mean, the irony of that is like when you see whatever more is or less is, whenever you see someone doing less, you never think about it. You just scroll right past it. You only just dwell on
the people that are doing more.
That are doing more, but like doing more is also such a narrow domain, you know, like what does that even mean? Like, yeah, okay, this person's making more money, or this person's traveling more, or this person has more followers, and like it's never ending, bro. Because like think about where you were 5 years ago, right? The 5-year-old version of you would look at you right now and be like, holy shit, like this guy's got it. You know, like that's gonna be you like 5 years from now. And it's just like it's a vicious cycle. And you know, I don't necessarily know the answer to like break it other than like don't be on your phone so much. But
man, I think a lot of people, especially in where we, like you said, people that have to like work on their phones, I feel like the one thing that we'll never get back when we get old and finally, like, let's say we get to a point where like, I mean, this shit's only getting worse, the social media shit. Like the metaverse, we were talking about it yesterday, the NFTs and metaverse. Like I'm sure like when you first found out about it or you first got into it, you were like super into it, and you were telling me yesterday that you had to take a break and kind of just like relax. And for me, I feel like I'm getting into it now, and this is just like another thing that requires me to be on my phone, and I can't really afford to not be on my phone because Inaka's still in like the baby stages where a lot of things require attention. But the one thing I know I'm gonna like never be able to get back is the time spent like being in touch with like reality, like being on this chair, actually, you know. And what's crazy is that he built Alphalete, but like majority of these kids are still absorbed in their phones. Like he built Alphalete, it's a cool place to be, but like, do we really soak all of this in? Like, do we really get to soak all of this in on a daily basis?
I mean, it's a good point. I mean, like, yeah, when you first come here, like everyone's on their phone. Like,
bro, you're literally, you're here.
That was insane. I saw that so much.
You are here just to take a IG story and
to let everyone know that you're here.
Yeah.
There's no like, I actually appreciate this place. I don't need my phone. I just want to be here and touch Alphalete, there's none of that. It's more so 60-40 like documentation versus like presence.
To that point though, actually, what we were just talking about, I haven't posted a single Instagram story for over 2 weeks now.
I was gonna say you're not very active on stories.
I've gone completely. Well, I mean, I normally am, but like I made a conscious decision to kind of go dark over the last like 2.5 weeks, and I've done a lot of really cool shit.
Why is that?
The last 2 weeks.
To be more present.
Yeah, exactly that. Like,
damn.
Like trying to like get off my phone as much. I've still like, you know, been documenting it, you know, and enjoying it, but yeah, like literally I'm like, okay, it's the end of the year, it's the holidays, I want to chill with my family, I'm trying to not work as much, you know, during this little period of time. I have some cool things planned that I'm doing. I'm like, do I need to show everybody what I'm doing?
Yeah,
I don't know. So I said no.
Damn, that's actually really
I might
good.
Post a recap though, being like,
I was gonna say that's kind of wavy. The recap of like, damn, what has he been doing? And then you dropped the
bro.
recap. It's so wavy.
I did so much stuff too.
Do you feel like it's helped with you like being more present in time, like in reality? Like,
I think so, because I just haven't been like thinking about like, oh, how's this gonna look on my story, you know?
Yeah, getting the right angle and shit.
But like people, it's weird, bro. Like when you go like it's not even like dark, you know, like but just not posting on social for a couple of weeks, people are like, are you okay? Like,
you dead?
Like, yo, where are you? Like, like two of my friends called me this morning, like, yo, where are you? I'm like, I'm in Texas. They're like, why are you in Texas?
Yeah. That's how crazy society has gotten today. Like, if you don't post on social media, like for me, and I'm a victim. I'm like one of the people that do that. Like, if you don't post on social media, I either think you're like extremely depressed.
Yeah, like you have to be going through something.
You're going through some mental battle, or you just like you said, like you just went like completely, I just don't want to be on social media. But 9 times out of 10, it's more so me thinking, okay, he's going through something, man. Like, let me reach out to him like your friends did. And check up on him.
Which is dope from all my friends, but I'm like, I'm good. Yo, we're good.
Yeah. No, 100%. Like, what's funny for me is like, I'm on my phone like legitimately like 24/7, but it's like also my job.
Yeah,
like,
that's where it gets hard.
That's where I like when I look at my screen time or something. I'm never like too hard on myself because like it's literally like part of my job. So it's like.
So what are your guys' thoughts on like the like OG type of vlogging where you're like, yo, this is what we're doing today, like that? I mean, because you definitely
did that. Yeah,
obviously. I mean, you still kind of do.
I try not. I mean, not that I try not to, but I try and pump out at least a video once every 1 or 2 weeks. It's.
I feel like yours are more like there's something like specific that you're like saying or doing,
it's like it's kind of like you. I feel like I don't need to record every single second of my life and upload it. Although I feel like I should, but I don't need to. I can just kind of focus on Inaka and just.
Totally. That's got to be tough here because, like, obviously, like,
Christian gave up.
Yeah.
His last video was like 4 months ago.
Yeah, something. Yeah, a long time ago.
Fucking
he
wild.
used to upload all the time.
Yeah.
Max still does what, twice a week?
Yeah, Max is like
Max a robot.
Max won't give that shit up.
No,
Max
why?
I don't know. Yeah, I personally don't believe he needs to do it anymore, but I think he just likes it.
Yeah. I'd honestly, it's probably a good release for him with all the other stuff he's got going on, and like, it does help keep the brands and everything relevant. But yeah, just because I've always toyed with the idea of like what would a vlog of my life like kind of look like, and sometimes just the thought of like having to be on all the time with the camera, just God.
Yeah.
No.
Trust me.
I do enjoy them though.
Stressful.
As far as like a consumer goes, like. I that's the kind of content I like to just easily like put on a YouTube video and like watch someone's like life. It's dope, especially when I like them.
Yeah, when you like the person.
I don't know. It's just like I like to know what like people do. Like I don't care. Like I'm not like, yo, like why didn't you show that? I'm not like one of those people. But it's like if it's someone I like Levi, like I like his content just because it's like I'm just doing this. Like I'm just eating with my family. I'm just catching a vibe.
Yeah, totally.
And it's just like. Especially
not
when it's high quality. Yeah, like like if you look at any of his videos,
I love it.
All my shit's clickbait, man.
Shawley's videos are crazy. Like he has the one pose. No, he has 2 poses. He has the and then he has the
nice, yeah.
And then it's
Christians
like
were getting a little out of hand for a while.
Yeah.
Like so ridiculous.
Christian is the king of clickbait.
Yeah,
he is like the absolute king of clickbait when it comes to like fitness.
I feel like Christian especially, I feel like we've exhausted ourselves on that. It's like how much shit can we show you guys, man? Like, I mean, for me, I've been doing this since 2015, and I mean, granted, my YouTube channel never really like got super big, but I mean, I built a pretty good following to where like, I mean, obviously I was able to start Inaka and shit. But, with Christian, like, you're doing this every day, every single day since 2014. We're in 2022, 8 years almost of him doing that shit. Yeah, that's crazy. Like,
well, that's why you got to like have projects and like do all this shit because it does give you like a lot of content.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's I think Christian has definitely earned his right to step away from it, but it's difficult because, like you said, it's one of those things where like it helps keep the brand like relevant.
Yeah,
and
it's just time, dude. It's just time. That's the most precious asset in the world. And like, you're trying to run a business, bro. You're a CEO of a business now. Like, in Christian's opening this, facility and running Alphalete, like, it's hard. It's really hard.
I used to beat myself up for it. Honestly, I used to really beat myself up for it because I just felt it would give me a lot of anxiety and just like stress and like sometimes sadness that like I wasn't getting out the content that I used to be able to get out. But then it took a lot of me getting over it and kind of talking to myself like, yo, like I've been blessed with something like Inaka. It's my baby, and it's something that I need to put forward my undivided attention to in order for it to grow.
100%.
So
I mean, there's all those variables, and then there's like, then you can go down the rabbit hole of the views, and it's just like, this isn't performing.
Yeah.
Like, could have nothing to do with you, know? And it's just like,
it's all demotivating.
It puts you in a bad spot,
bro.
Like when you drop a video and you
imagine
like,
spending I spent months.
You were actually one of the you were one of the inspirations for when it came to IG, and this is a weird like source of inspiration, but I'm just gonna say it because you were actually one of the people. You were actually one of the people that like inspired me. I think I went to you, and this is weird. Don't think I'm weird now. Okay. I went to your page because I saw you post a story for the first time in forever. This is a while back, and this is around the time where I was telling you that like I would always tell Ant and everyone around me that like, yo, I'm gonna start posting daily and not care about it anymore. I'm gonna start posting pictures on my page every day and not care about it anymore. Because you're right, you start thinking about likes, comments, engagement, all that shit. And it kind of pushes you away from it. And I think I scrolled upon your page one day and I noticed that you post like an Instagram post once every 7 months, or something like that. God. And I was just like, you know what, man? Like, Matt's successful. Matt is. I know he's out there loving and living life. I know he doesn't feel like. He's gotten to a point where he feels like he doesn't feel like he has to post consistently. Yeah. One time a week, one time every 2 weeks. He's posting whenever the fuck he feels like it, but he's still handling his business on the other side. I think you and a few other people that I kind of like analyzed their pages. I was like, you know what, man? Like, I've done my, like you said with the editing, I've done my fair share of like consistent posting and competing and documenting my entire life. It's time for me to take a step back and just kind of focus on, like you did for your film, just focus on Inaka and just like, if I lose followers or lose a following or lose a fan base because of that, that's fine. Like, for my mental and my well-being, I need to focus on Inaka and just make sure I can get the best out of that while it's hot.
100%. And there's two things to that, because I definitely went through like earlier in social media career, if you even want to call it that. I definitely was posting like I was posting damn near every day, or every other day for a while. I'd say a good portion of like maybe a year and a half, 2 years, at least on Instagram, not on YouTube, because I would do like the longer form YouTube stuff. And I was doing that while I had a full-time job still. But what's more important to your second point is that I think as like we're roughly, I think, the same age.
How old are you?
28. How old are you? What?
29.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I get scared saying it.
Okay.
That boy pushing 30.
Yeah. We're good. It's not all downhill yet. But like, yeah, like we're not even that old in the grand scheme of things, but like as we're getting older, like I definitely prioritize my mental health and well-being like infinitely more than I did when I was 20, 21, which isn't even that long ago, it's 6-7 years ago.
Man, a lot can happen.
Yeah. And like, if it is like that much of a net negative for you, where like it's making you spiral, like you just like, what's the point, dude?
Yeah,
because you really would get to a point where you're like, why am I even doing this if I just feel like shit all the time, So,
bro, and that's what a lot of people, and I see people like Marco.
You know who taught me the most? Oh no, no. Make your point first.
I was gonna say, like, I see a lot of younger kids like that were our age when we were doing it, and I hear them, and they're stressing about, yo, like. Not that I'm not saying, I didn't say Marco because I'm pointing him out. I'm just saying like there's a lot of other kids that around his age, and I hear it because I'm around these kids, and they're stressing about post engagement and stuff like that. And I understand it's their job, but if there is one advice I'd go back, if there was one piece of advice I'd go back and tell myself, it's like just not to stress about that shit and just kind of be free with it. But it's so hard.
Yeah, it's
so hard.
But
it's so hard.
I literally told Katie this morning. Like when she was doing a Q&A, and I was like, "Yo, this isn't a question, but like, you've taught me so much recently just through Instagram of like protecting like your energy and your mental health, like the absolute most. Like her and Hayden, I think have it like." That's like what they prioritize more than engagement, more than fans, more than like business.
Bro, they're going back to what I said about you, like going to your page and analyzing. I analyze their page too. Yeah,
like
who we talking about?
Katie. So the
owners of the
Alphalete.
Okay, got it.
They have like a fucking mega. I'm gonna throw a number out there, probably
a couple B's,
at least $400 million company.
With this,
yeah,
it's just like a whole like.
Got it. Okay.
thing of just like supplements.
And if they're listening, I hope I didn't sell you guys short. I feel like you guys are worth more.
Bees.
I just want to be
non-sponsored, but I'm saying that they're worth a couple B's. If they're not worth a couple B's, they're gonna be worth a couple B's soon.
There's got to be something to that though, like just like the mental like clarity that they probably have. You know, like I feel like you're probably just able to make better and more rational decisions over like a longer time horizon if you're not like stressed out of your mind all the time.
She's been I've been following Katie since like I think she was one of the first like fitness people I followed, and I remember she all along her journey up until now, she's been very vocal about how like exactly what I just said. She says she used to feel like there was some sort of pressure to post every single day or every like post content and be informative and be fitness person all the damn time. But then recently when she realized that like, okay, I can post one time and not post again until 2 months later because I want to and I feel like I want to. That's one thing I love about her and Hayden, especially her. She does things when she wants to. Yeah. And that's what like when it came to social media, and this is weird that we're like having to analyze this, but this is the fucking world that we live in. It's fucking weird that we're talking about social media right now. If you really take a step back and really think about it, it's like, damn, like we're being drama queens about social media. But it's okay to like not fucking update people on your life. You don't have to share every single. Man, now that we're talking about that's probably one of my resolutions of this year. It's just to kind of like lay low and not feel pressured to like showcase every aspect of my life.
But if you do want to, it's like cool to do it. Because like like I said, literally like Katie and Hayden are like, when it comes to like social media is like what I just like really take inspiration from, because she has the game down. Like she posts what she wants when she wants.
I gotta follow these people.
Yeah, they're dope. She's like, they're both dope. But like, she posts what she wants when she wants. Like doesn't care how it could affect like anything. Right, and it's just like it's dope.
I feel like that, like it gives you your power back in a sense.
Yeah, you know? That's what I told her.
You feel so empowered when you because I've recently achieved that feeling of like I don't care about I post anymore. I can post once a month, once every 5 weeks. I truly don't care, not anymore. But when I gained that feeling or that power, I was like, man, like the social media world doesn't own me anymore. Yeah, it doesn't.
You know, ironically, even though some people are like. It's so funny because there's one influencer when Instagram like took away like how you can turn off likes, they're like, oh, there's no point, and I was like, nah, like I really do think that it did help because like I just see that like people who turn their likes off like truly do post like whatever they want, and like me, like as soon as they made that thing a thing, like I turned it off, like I was like, cool, like I was never the person who cared about likes, like I really don't give a fuck, but I just turned it off, and ironically like. All my posts like literally like get more and more likes every time, but like I just don't care. And like I remember people were like, oh, this is not gonna help, or like they were giving Instagram shit for it, but like I feel like that helped like a lot of like
it helps the creator.
Post whatever the fuck you want. You don't have to post a certain thing because it's that post is gonna hit the algorithm and people are gonna react a certain way and like it.
You think that would have helped you? So I know, and you brought it up and you said that views and stuff like that kind of like interfere with like posting a video or like worrying about the feedback and shit like that. Do you think that if that was something that was, let's say in YouTube you could hide views or they took away views, would you be a lot more like spit out with like your videos?
Maybe, I mean, I'd be lying to say if I like didn't care about likes or views. You know, I think everybody who's ever like built a following on social media, that shit definitely matters. I mean, the more people that see my work, like the more work that I get, you know, as a creator. Or that's how it was. It's not really like that as much anymore. But if I'm being completely honest, I'm way more hard on myself and my own work and what I feel like I'm putting out quality wise than
anyone else.
What a view count will be like. And that's what I'm trying to work on, is just like not being so like brutally like mean to like myself, you know, like just being like, okay, maybe this video is, you know, not your best yet, so you know, like you can put it out. You know. So yeah, I think that if it was a comparison between like my own like perfectionism versus like likes and views is like the barrier to putting content out, it's definitely more so on me.
Okay,
for sure.
How many videos have you scratched?
I don't think any.
Actually. So you just like go back to the drawing board, or like what is that process like? When
no,
like
if I'm gonna start a video, I'm doing it. Like that's just kind of how it is. And I make way more than I post because I'm working for people and brands and different things. Like I made 4 videos in the last, like, not counting the holidays, the last 2 weeks, but like before that, like the last month and a half. And I think I posted about one of them once on my story.
But was it because you didn't like it, or like?
No, it's just because like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm desensitized. I don't know. I'm just like, that's what I do for a living.
Yeah.
So you're able to spend time making a fucking badass video and you don't care to post it?
Yeah. One of them I just did for this like crypto company, did like 170K views in like 2 days. And I literally didn't post about it once.
But it's still being posted though.
Yeah.
Like somewhere.
It's just not through my account.
Okay. I feel you. Yeah.
I didn't
Why?
I don't know. I'm just like, all right.
Yeah.
Already on to the next thing.
I feel you.
What are some, like, so now that you mentioned crypto and stuff, like what are some other big names you've done work for, if you could disclose that?
In the crypto space, or just in
anything?
Anything?
Like, recently.
Well, like in the music space, we have like Justin Bieber, a lot of stuff in like EDM. So you have like Tiesto, Zed, Chainsmokers, Justin Blau, Gray, Justin Caruso. That's just in music. And then, on the brand side, I just did something with Porsche. I have a Google campaign this month.
That Porsche one was fucking sick.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's the one that we sent in the chat, right?
Yes, bro. That shit was fucking.
It was me, Joe, Shane, Shawley,
God,
freaking out, and we just kept rewatching.
You gotta send me screenshots of these, though.
Bro, how?
What, the campaign?
How did that happen?
Dude, they hit me up. It was sick. Like that. Honestly, I wasn't expecting that, and that was a dope campaign because I got to do whatever I wanted, and like they were so relaxed and so chill, and just like literally let me do whatever I wanted. I had a set of deliverables like each month, and they just gave me a car, like not for forever, like during like the campaign, but I had it for like 3-4 months, and like
what the fuck?
Yeah, brand new Carrera S. Like
what?
I think it had like 500 miles on it.
You were just chilling.
Bro, it was so sick. Yeah,
that's insane.
I just gave it back like a month and a half ago, and I was so sad. I was like,
why did they let you keep it for like?
Well, because I was shooting content.
Yeah, I know, but like you just fucking killed their fucking campaign, so like they should give. I mean, they're fucking.
Everybody's back in the office this week, so I might just have to dial up an email real quick and be like,
"What the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
They just gave you a Carrera S for like 4 months."
Yeah, but it's even gnarlier than that. So I was like in
gnarlier means good, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's
California thing.
Yeah. I was a part of this like program, so I had this app, and wherever I traveled, I would just request a car in advance, and it would show up at my hotel. So like I went to San Francisco, and I had like a Taycan, just like literally brand new at the hotel, and I had a Macan another time, and
so you were filming in different places.
Yeah.
Oh.
But even when I was just like going wherever, like, and I needed a car, like I wouldn't Uber. I'd just like get the car.
You just get a Porsche delivered to you, like a cheat code on GTA.
Literally, bro. Yeah, like
God.
it like spawn.
Yeah. What did the project entail?
They just wanted deliverables of their line of cars. Mm-hmm. So like I shot them over a ton of photos and video content. So
what? Who helped you?
Do what? The
videos.
My buddy Joseph and my buddy Mitch.
Okay, because I can't imagine you doing that by yourself. That's hard.
Yeah, I had 2 friends help me out with it. But yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one this year. So yeah, the brand side, Google, Porsche. Oh my, I don't even know. I did a huge Michael Kors campaign.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. I can't get over it. I just bought a Porsche. I think
yours is sick.
I think seeing that video, like,
made you spend money.
Yeah, it did. Hey, Porsche, if you're watching this, Porsche, if you're watching this, man,
say my boy.
He needs a GT3, man. Yeah. GT3 on the house, man.
That's actually one of my dream cars. It's
mine too.
I'm so jealous of Joe's car. I'm like, damn, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to have. But yeah, that was a good one. So, what
was the Google project?
That's this month, so that's
okay.
for their new phone. So I'm gonna be working on that. Did a DJI. I worked with DJI a ton. Movement. Done a decent amount with.
Sorry. Pause. So you're gonna be working on Google's new phone.
Yeah. That's I think starts in like 2 weeks.
So they're coming out with the phone.
Yeah, they've had phones. Yeah.
Oh, but it's like phones, like with like Android names and shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, that'll be a fun one. I kind of like I have my hands in a lot of different things, and then I'm doing a bunch of videos for different like crypto related companies and consulting and different things. So like, to the social media point, not to like circle back now, we're kind of off that, but like, it's just it's such a small window into like all of our lives, like you look at my page and, think it's
no idea you're doing that.
Dude, no. And I don't talk about it really, unless you ask or someone's asking me, but like, yeah.
You don't think you don't think you should document that? And like,
I probably should. It'd probably be pretty sick, but it's like, it's just another layer of responsibilities. That's where I get tripped up. I'm just like, I have to now like,
you have to record this and you have to
I have to record this when I'm like focused on just trying to do the normal work, like creative work, and then it's like another layer of content of like, not even if I didn't even have to edit it, it's still just like coming up with all the other stuff. It's a lot of creativity that I don't know, I'm already tapped.
Bro, if you can, like, next time you do something like Porsche or some shit, just text me.
Okay.
Just shoot me a text and be like, yo, I'm working with Porsche. I don't even have to send me pictures. I just want to know what you're doing.
Okay, deal.
That's cool. Like, I just
just send him an update.
Just be like, yo, I just drove this 911. It was sick. Oh, man, that was fucking dope, man. That'd be cool to hear. I really think that, man, that sucks, man, because I feel like a lot of people that are watching this right now, they're like, damn, like, I wish I would have known he did Porsche. I mean, you did show that. You did show that.
I did show that,
but
yeah.
the other projects, it's like, damn, like, I'm sure Sergio would have loved to see you work with a company like Porsche or something like that.
Yeah, I know. Probably leaving a lot of value on the table, to be honest.
Sorry, Serge. Man, thanks.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
That's fucking dope, man. I really think you've, like you said earlier, like I feel like you've done it all. Like it's
and it's like
like working with Nike wouldn't be any different than working with Porsche. Like
it really wouldn't.
So like there's nothing else.
Well, that's the point that I was trying to make earlier, and it's like like obviously it's hard to like say it and not like come off as like just like a narcissistic douche, like just to point it straight, but like it's a interesting problem to have, because you are kind of just like, okay, what is like something that it really is going to excite me and give me fulfillment. And I think that's kind of like the season that I've kind of been in and am ushering into, is like I value fulfillment and like happiness much more than most things nowadays.
Do you foresee yourself ever taking a break? Like just like a straight up break from work?
That's I don't know if that would actually be good for me. I feel like idle time, you just sit and ruminate, man, about things you shouldn't be thinking about, and like you need a purpose to get up every day. And for example, the last like 2 weeks I really didn't do much. Like it was the holidays, obviously none of us should really be doing anything. We'd really take time off, and like I just like kind of got bored, you know. And
does that ever make you anxious? When I'm like not doing something or don't have something planned, it brings me anxiety.
Yeah, I definitely deal with anxiety a ton. So yeah, it does. Yeah. But like, I'll go for a run and like work out and stuff, and like that helps a lot. Yeah. So, but it's like, it's weird because I'm on both ends of the spectrum. Like I do need a break for sure, but I also feel like I don't know, like I don't take them. I don't take them, and I burn myself out.
I mean, I feel like I deal with anxiety as well, and to both of y'all's points, like I would love to take a break from Inaka and go. And I say this all the time. I would love to go to Europe and travel the world, but the mental set I'd probably be in traveling would not bring me fulfillment. Just like working.
I don't think it would, bro.
It won't.
I think it's one of those things, and I could be completely wrong. I think it's one of those things where like in your head you're like, this would be so sick to like just go and screw around and like do whatever, but I think really quickly you'd be like what is my purpose here, like why am I doing this?
It doesn't bring me happiness, so why am I forcing myself to go do something that doesn't bring me happiness? Versus like, I mean, not, I could get stressful at times, but like I get fulfillment in designing and doing all this shit that we're doing now. It's like fun.
The like the basis of positive emotion, like it's like a neuroscientific thing. It's actually not from like achieving a goal. It's seeing yourself in the process of like attaining something, and it's always through like the struggle and wanting, you know, to get something. So yeah, no, I mean, dude, I hear you. Like,
I think Christian's a good example of that, because we used to beg Christian to travel with us. You know what's crazy? Like 2 years ago, like I was so against Christian, suffocating himself in something like Alphalete, but with everything that's happened over the last 2 years up until now, I kind of, just to what I just said, I kind of understand why he is here all the time. There's fulfillment he gets from building something like this. Yeah. Which is why he's starting on phase 2. He can't perfect example. He should take a break. Yeah. But he's not going to. You know why? Because there's fulfillment in building phase 2. There's fulfillment in building a spa, swimming pool. There's fulfillment in all that. And honestly, I can't knock you or anyone else that doesn't feel like they need to take a break, because I mean, unless you're like hurt or something like that, or you need medical help, like don't take a break if you don't want to. Yeah, I know. You should. I mean, but you can count breaks as like going home and sleeping and watching TV.
Yeah, with your girl, like a weekend. Yeah.
But like, I mean, if your day, like you said, I think everyone on this earth needs purpose. And if you don't have purpose, it gives you time to sit down and ruminate and just like think all these negative things. For me, it brings me anxiety.
Same.
You definitely need a purpose in life, man. Wow, you definitely need a purpose.
That is the most important thing. That's the hardest thing to find for a lot of people, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's a scary feeling, like not knowing why you're doing what you're doing. Like
you guys, like, I definitely like do not take for granted what you guys got going on here with just like, you know, you guys and your business, Christian, like it's really unique. It's really special. You guys have a community here, and like I'm sure there's, you know, I'm making a huge assumption, but I'm sure there's days that like go by where you're just like, you know, not feeling the best, and you have your ups and downs, but like it's what's going on here is really unique and special, and it helps a ton, like mentally and career wise and everything. It's cool.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Truly appreciate that.
I think one thing I wanted to ask, like before we wrap up, because I think we're at like, feels like 2 hours, 120. Okay, so yeah. Now I wanted to ask, because like I was saying, when you were coming up to me, I mean, like that's dope for me, but like when my videographer friends see it, they're like just just like, bro, how do you know Matt? You know, and for them it's like so crazy. So a question I want to ask, like on their behalf pretty much, is like, to everyone who like looks up to you, like a young creative, a young videographer, like what is like one piece of advice? I mean, you just dropped like, you know, gems this whole video, but like what's one thing that you'll say to a young creative who's grinding, trying to like, you know, get in this space, trying to like make a name for themselves, that like you wish somebody would have told you at their stage?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like, it's simple, and it's not just film. It's really anything you want to be successful with. Is like, you need to have, you know, for film specifically, you need to have like a world-class skill set. So you need to just sharpen your craft and what you do day in and day out. That's kind of like a non-negotiable. Like you just have to be good at what you do if you really want to make it. But I would say, you know, just as important, if not more important than that, is like, you just need to be somebody that's reliable. So do what you say you're going to do and do it consistently. Be somebody that people can trust. And, you know, just like show up with a good attitude, and like, just, you know, get your shit done. And, you know, you do that for a long enough time, like word of mouth spreads, and, you know, you'll eventually get to, you know, where you need to go. And like, everybody wants, you know, success and everything fast, you know, and they want it right away, and it's could not be further from the truth, man. It
takes time.
I mean, like, you know, I when I started making videos, I was 13, right? You could argue that like I didn't really hit a good stride until I was maybe like 23, 24. It's 10 years. So, you know, 10 or 11 years. I'm very grateful that I found what I do and what I love to do really early on, because like it just makes it easier. The variables are a lot different if like you find that, you know, 30, you know, that 30 to 40 is a lot harder of a time to make it. But I guess the point that I am trying to make is it takes a long time to get really good at something. And then even once you get really good at it, like it takes a while for the world to figure it out. And it takes a while for people to like, you know, ride the wave that you're on, you know, and like, I'm sure it's the same way with, you know, Inaka and Alphalete and all this stuff is like, you know, you guys already know the wave that you're on. It's just you're waiting for the world to catch up to it, you know, and it's the same thing with, you know, any artist with music, you know, film, videos, like, so, and that I guess if you could distill that down into a singular point, that would be like, you know, believe in yourself. So that's probably the advice I'd give. And then the last thing I always say is, fix what's broken in your head and your heart, and then the rest will take care of itself. Because like if you're actually like, you know, content with yourself, and obviously like, working on yourself is a never-ending process, and you know you're never done with that. But like, you know, I would have just told myself to like, you know, just chill out, enjoy the process, and like there is no goal. You know, like why are you rushing? Because like the good years are like they're literally right now. When I'm 50, or all of us, you know, are a lot older, we're gonna look back when we're in our mid-20s and be like this right now, like what we're experiencing on this podcast, doing this thing, like in this time is like this will be like the golden years. And if I can't recognize that now, like I don't know if I ever would. And there's a lot of times where I kick myself, like I really wish I would have enjoyed maybe, you know, my earlier 20s a bit more. But that's what you live and learn. And so I'm glad I'm able to recognize that now, you know, before turning 30. And like, yeah, that was a kind of a long answer, but that was great. Those are the advice. That's what I would say.
I feel like that was like a motivational speech.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just looking at you like, yeah, yes sir, yes sir,
yes. Any more? Yeah, no, that was good, man. That was a good wrap up right there for sure.
Yeah, I'm honestly gonna say this right now on camera. This is my favorite episode yet, by far. Like it's not even close.
Intellectual conversation.
It's like not even close. This is my favorite episode.
Even the conversation that we had yesterday, like the NFTs and stuff like that, like. And you said it earlier in this episode, like I feel like every time you have a conversation with him, it's a good one.
Yeah,
you're good at conversations, man.
You're a conversational person.
That podcast is calling your name, brother.
There we go. Maybe we should do that. Maybe that's my career.
For real, man.
Turn into a podcast.
That's next. After you're like shoot for Google and change the world and that.
Yeah, and then
make everyone buy pixels.
Become creative director at Louis Vuitton and Balenciaga.
Yeah.
To buy just a slightly more purple cow. Start it off.
No, I really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So dope, man.
Glad we could kick off season 2. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go, man.
Everyone buy their stuff. This is some of the swaggiest clothes I've seen, to be honest.
I like that. I like that right there.
Awesome.
All right, man. Thanks, bro.
Appreciate you guys.
I need to pee,
bro. I need to pee so bad, like so bad.
I was
gonna say like.
Let me run to that.
Yeah, that was a good one. Thanks, guys.
We killed it.